One, so we add 2 to it. There's those, and that one. I apologise, these ones aren't fancy and painted as well.
This is where strategically everybody at home goes, as what are you doing? Don't do this. I get this wrong every single time. But now at the moment, the traits for followers are gone.
So this one has to be...
Sorry,
you are going to...
Sorry, yeah,
no,
you're
good.
This way.
You got to train them back.
I will.
No, I think... Where you are, the main 2 things you can use them for is blocking off the routes for followers, but they're all adjacent to each other now, so you've got no gap. So I think just putting it so it's a bit more behind you makes sense.
Yes.
So, and as you did not win the turn,
I am a non-winner. Any Charterstones fans out there will understand.
Because you finished second in that turn, silver medal. Would you like to go first or second?
Up until now, in pretty much every single game we've played, I've been opting to go first, trying to use the Slayer of Lursian, trying to take one of the 2 champions down, and then potentially move on some followers. But Rodri has a new ultimate that makes him far more banner orientated. So I want to go second now to hopefully have a more interesting plot phase.
Okay, what is his ultimate?
Do you want to spoil it now? So his ultimate now is back off. Move all enemies within 3 hexes of Rodri's banner up to 2 hexes away. Very importantly, in the order that you choose.
And that is that enemy models?
Enemy
correct? So yours stay, what is it? Is it just models?
Yes, move all enemies.
So your models stay where they are. Yep. Everyone else, Moses parting the seas, and go away.
It's a super interesting change for his ultimate. It makes him not just a rock in the middle, but now also a strategic pusher at the right moment, which is...
So there's 2 reasons behind that one. Number 1 is just what we see Guardians as. We don't just see Guardians as tanks. They are protectors that protect your banners, your fellow, like the rest of your warband themselves, and there's so many different things you can do with that. And the other reason is we want to try and remove as much tracking outside of boons and blights as possible, because we want to make it so that it's nice and easy to be like, I've used this. For example, the stat cards, which may be getting renamed because they don't have stats on them anymore. They've moved on to the skill cards. On one side it has an ultimate, on one side it doesn't. So you do flip those over to show when your ultimate's used. And again, it's just all about that quick play accessibility that, I mean, we've been very open about from the start is what we're aiming for. So, Ben, you're up first by decree of Az.
The non-winner. I'll take it. I'll take it.
The silver medalist of turn 1, Az.
First runner up. So, more Rodri questions. How far does he move in the plot phase?
1.
And how does he negate any movement effects upon him?
Only if his banner is down. Okay. He used to be stalwart, but now essentially he cannot be moved if adjacent to a friendly banner.
Next to his banner.
But if he's not next to his banner, you can...
When you say he's speed 1, are you being entirely open with the information in front of you?
He is speed 1.
He
just so happens to have a skill called March, which lets him move a hex.
So 2.
No, he's speed 1 then.
The question was, is he speed 1?
Yes.
Okay. So I will start with Wraith Mareed, and I will ultimate.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, it's the moment I dread more than anything in the world.
And where is he going?
And how has the ultimate changed?
So you want him on this one here?
Yep.
Oh,
so the ultimate is place him on an empty hex within 3. All models adjacent are moved up to 3 hexes.
My dwarf's little legs can only move me
so
1.
Your 2 champions are just like, see ya.
We'll take Rodri just in a straight line all the way back.
Straight back.
Yeah.
No. Welcome back to the start of turn 1.
Welcome to deployment.
And let's do the exact same.
That is legitimately disheartening at a level I can't even explain. Straight back. Just
Now, what is her movement?
17. No, her movement is 3 in the plot phase, with no skills that move her.
Okay.
I know how competitive you are. You told me before.
I'm not competitive. I'm just a terrible, terrible loser.
Then stop losing.
I can't. I'm awful at games.
Is that just the fact of it? I can't help it. I don't like losing and I'm bad at games. I've made some poor life choices, but I'm here, so that is what it is.
Yeah.
Then...
I'm very intrigued by the use of a legendary on turn 2.
I'm not, because the cool thing about the game, obviously, is turn 3 is the big turn in terms of points. It takes Rodri so long to run back that if Ben plays in my side of the board this turn and then in the middle of the board on turn 3, it's going to be hard for me to really get back and contest.
I will place a banner.
Seems legit.
There.
All the banners. Like this is where I do, what is it, plug? He is a shaper, so point to point.
Yes, what about these banners? They're awfully, awfully nice when they're like this, but would they be better if they were something different?
So all of those are now models that have been unlocked in the Kickstarter, and I believe, this is correct, that it's basically an individual sculpt for each champion, so they all have their own cool sculpt. You wouldn't believe the fun that we're having trying to work out how to separate the difference between a totem and a banner for the new champion.
What is the difference?
So her totems are her followers. So this is for Rattlebone, the new champion that's just been unlocked. So when you've got her followers are totem poles, and then she needs a banner, trying to make those two look different. I have every faith in Russ. all the banners have looked so cool so far, and then it's like she seems like the most obvious one to have a themed banner for.
Absolutely.
But it's like, how do we make it not just look like a follower?
All of our follower totems on top of each other and make a big total.
So,
Make a wee.
as you've done that, as you are, I'll allow you to keep going as you are, but we have removed Crush as a way to score steps on the ladder. So now there are only 4 ways. Crush has been removed. So now when you crush, you are just preventing a capture. You do not get points out of it anymore.
Right. So whirlpools are next. And I will remind me of the term. Recruit, that's the word. I'll recruit one just there.
God, they look so good.
I'm a huge fan of them.
You want on side?
It just actually doesn't make any difference. I've just realised I can move them both. Leave it there. We just take that one. It's going to move to there.
Here?
In front of it.
Yeah.
Yep. And this one is going to move to there.
Little like Chinese dragons.
The very first game we played, I think it was start of turn 3, I said, the one thing I love about this board is it has flipped. And at some point, you just realise that you can get so much up in each other's grills, you can actually end up playing complete reverse, which is so nice.
Something I'm such a big fan of is just kind of, you just did turn 1, and there were attacks, meaningful attacks going off in turn 1. It's kind of like the first plot phase is your setup, and then it is just go. And it's non-stop go. Like a kind of peek behind the curtain, I think I've mentioned it before. The structuring of the 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 2 point, 1 point was initially to represent kind of how a battle works. In most like skirmish and war games, you do find that it kind of hits the crescendo in the middle and then drops back down, and that's what that was initially to represent. But then as the rules came in to keep your activations and parity and stuff, so you get to play with all of your toys all the time, that kind of, it lost that, and now it's just kind of that coming up. And very often turn 3 is like legendary turn. Absolutely. This is where it's like everyone all in, we want this one.
Right. I'll do Blackjaw next.
Okay.
He's going to move to here.
Yo, what, mate? Where's he going?
There.
That's another one.
This is
good.
What? This is legitimately terrible.
I mean, there have been some questions I've seen on the Kickstarter comments like, does double shaper work?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then these 3 orcs will move to there. In front of your elf. And I will attempt to intimidate the elf.
So they no longer stun as they move into hexes, but they have an opportunity to stun with a skill.
Yes, so they lost their rule where they can move through. Yeah. Basically, it's just the moment that we got to having rules put in that were breaking core rules, that reduces accessibility. So we went through, tried to simply, so they don't lose anything, but it keeps it nice and simple.
So you got a 4 dodge to match to get a stun down, my friend. Oh, that's a lot of dice.
I think he's done it.
Yeah. That's a stun.
So stun
he's actually
is
double done it.
-1 dodge blight.
Yes.
Wow. And I believe that is me done.
Stick a fork in me because I think I'm done. This is.
Try. It's not an important turn.
Well, no, it's not anymore because I'm about to lose it by
That's
10,
what you have to tell
points.
yourself. That's what you tell yourself. It's not important. It's verse to 5. He's only got 3. He hasn't won yet.
Thanks.
I've only got 1.
Okay. So, oh man, right. Lorsian.
I mean, you can't only remove this by moving on it. You can remove this by removing him.
Yeah.
That's what you've got to do, Az. Do it, Az.
2, 3 with Lorsian.
Yeah. I like where this is going.
And she's going to strengthen herself with field instruction. The elves have a movement of 3 in this phase 2. They're going to
the water dragon.
Recruit for the first action.
Yeah.
And for the second action, they're going to move. So this one's going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to then have a 1, 1, 2, 3, I think. Something along. Let's go to here instead. Make it 2 and 2. So that's those guys all gone. The Rodri. What are you doing way back here, buddy? What are you doing? Help me help you. So I can move 1.
He had a shower, he went to get a towel.
He did. It's his own fault. He shouldn't have messed with the whirlpool. He knew it was a risk.
It's like the dad's got home.
Yeah. No. It's like he's like the cat that plays in the sink and then falls in. Like, yeah. Goodness me. I think just moving up is going to be what he does. I generally think that's, yeah, so it's an advance for his first, and then a skill to march for another hex. Then it just leaves the household dwarves, household. I think they're probably going to continue doing what they're doing, really. They just need to continue playing interference and keeping these orcs at bay. It's not going to last too much longer. So yes, we'll do an advance first of all. So I'm going to have this guy shimmy, this guy shimmy. Not a huge fan of leaving that space, but I think that's okay. They're literally just playing, Blood Bowl right now. I wanted to say
like,
almost.
Look at this. Look at
and their second one, they're going to do a little shield wall on themselves, so they'll gain. Not shield wall. It's brace. They'll get an extra protection.
Yep. Okay.
And that's the end of my plot phase.
Okay. So we are on to tactics.
Indeed we are.
Clash. Do you have any? Sorry, clash phase. Thanks, Az. I knew it was going to happen at least once. We're on to the clash phase. Do you have any? Clash doesn't have the same ring to it, so I'll get rid of that one.
I don't even know any songs by the Clash. You
don't know any songs?
No, well, I would probably know them to start singing, but like I couldn't go. Here's the name of one.
You'd know them to start singing. Yeah. You've dropped yourself in it there.
And it's great being here. I love shit.
Okay, so Wraith Reed will go first.
Surprise, surprise. The big chicken
Is
dragon.
he your boy? Is he your favourite?
He does a lot of work. Yes.
He's not your favourite though.
Is he not?
You prefer Blackjaw, come on. He does a lot of work, but come on.
He does a lot of work. I think if pushed, the whirlpools.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, even now that we're not
unsung heroes.
Yeah. So I'm going to swap him with that one. And I'll give him a protection boon.
And does it actually move, or does it
comes
off the board? And that gives you your boon.
Yeah. And then I will.
He's trying to make your killing him plan hard.
That's okay. I think maybe, possibly.
We'll
not
try
at all.
And make it more difficult. And then I shall do let's do a slash and dash on this one.
Yeah, it's so good that ability's range 2.
Petition to
but it's a range 1. I'm never going to stop being better about it.
Okay, so
it hits the Eldorfos.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to hit. So you do the effect now.
So I can't move through the dwarf kind of, so I'm going to have to move to here. And then the damage is 3.
How fantastic is he looking down at the dwarves to come to his knee, and they're like, come on. Oh, no.
I think
4.
Yeah,
no.
So that goes away.
Thank you. Reinforced boon. Yes.
Yeah, that's him done then.
Man, moral victory if no dwarves die from this game.
No, that seems like a good one to go for.
Okay, I need to really think now. Oh, he only moves 2. Oh my god. Oh god. I do love Rodri. I'm just not a dwarf player. I'm just not. I'm a fast, agile kind of player when it comes to strategy, and Rodri and me are just, we're not gelling right now, man. I need to get you in the middle. So how am I going to get you there? Can't believe
Where do these two work very well together?
Rodri and Wraith.
And Blackjaw.
Blackjaw.
Wraith as well, because of the just being able to bump him up with the whirlpools. Is
it worth killing banners? Oh man, one of the key things that for me, Godtear has been a little bit of a learning jump for me, but I find it super intriguing, is as you said, the round, how much you win or lose the round by doesn't really matter. It is the points for the round. So I'm more thinking about just how to best lose this round currently.
So like, it's interesting, like so often when I'm playing games, I've got, say, an enemy model is on 1 health, but they've got the token up here, and I'm just like, well, I'm not hitting you again, I'll just finish you off in the next turn to get me up here really easy.
Okay. Lorsian's going to go. She's going to go ahead and move 2 from here to here.
I think I know what's coming and I like it.
No, I'm just being nice and calm and gentle and friendly and doing nothing evil whatsoever. She's going to give a little... How lucky am I feeling? My rolls have been pretty risky so far. I'm just going to do Snipe on Wraith. So Snipe is 7 dice on his dodge.
Is 2, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I think that'll do it.
Now it's only 3 on damage, but she has a 4th from her strength and boon. And his protection.
This is on him, correct?
It is. So it's normally 3, so 4.
Oh, sugar. What do we call this in Steamforged? What's this?
I mean, I'd call that a cock die.
Oh, okay. Are we that?
No, that's cool.
So it is 4, which equals, so it will not do damage, and the boon goes away. Were you hoping for that shoot and scoop?
I was. That's okay. She's moved. She's activated. So it's over to you, sir.
Okay.
That was indeed.
What is the dodge on Blackjaw out of curiosity?
It is 3.
And what is the armor on Blackjaw out of curiosity?
3.
Interesting. So you use the accurate non-damagey attack against the not dodgy higher armored guy versus the accurate non-damagey attack on the
Alex.
not dodgy.
I'm not scared of Blackjaw though. I'm scared of Wraith.
But he's gone.
Only to appear back here in a moment's notice.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah, because we haven't talked about Lorsian's ultimate. I do hope we're going to get a chance to see it, but it has changed as well.
Oh yes,
and it's a biggie. It's a entire strategy altering change.
It's a scary ultimate. Yes, so I will. Let's do something with Blackjaw. Talking of ultimates, maybe let's do his. So he will move.
Ben all in on turn 2. This one's important.
Wow.
To there.
Okay.
Is it really that important? Maybe killing you next turn is more important. So let's just go
so calculating.
Yeah. What attack do you use now?
So I will use the fiery axe.
I do love that Blackjaw can kick or stab you with his axe or burning at you. Like he's the all-round guy.
Poofing dwarfs. That's like a pastime of his.
Yeah, he's just going to kick the dwarf.
So you're looking for a nice 2 for the dodge?
I think it's got it because it's accuracy 6. So.
That's going to do it.
And then it is 5 dice for damage.
3 for the protection.
That is 1 too many.
Can't keep getting lucky. Nope.
Is that a dead dwarf?
That's a dead dwarf.
So that gives him another activation.
1, 2, and he gets another activation.
Oh,
so let us, in that case, do the...
And then the fire. So the fireball is the
I'm
one.
not so sure that should be
No,
a 2.
I believe
that's a 1.
I believe that is a typo on the card. I believe the top one is a 1.
1, yes.
Kick is a 1, but fireball is 2.
It's 2. I agree with that.
I appreciate your honesty.
Yes. So I will attempt to fireball.
And naughty me for being bad at proofreading.
What's her dodge, Lo's saying?
So she 2 away, so you've got the range for that, yeah?
And for fireball, I do.
Okay, yeah. Her dodge is 5.
Yeah, 4 dice is probably not going to do that, is it? So let's go for this one.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, no, because the orcs are going to hit that one, aren't they? Run out of time.
Oh, too many guys to kill people with. Problems.
Yeah, let's just go for her and see if I can do it.
You wait for this to be just spike. Yep.
Oh, no. Right, that's him done.
Right. Ponder. Now I can't push Ben's characters onto their banners to crush them. I have to move on them myself.
You do have to move on to them yourself.
All right, Rodri's getting up in there. He's going to go ahead and move 2. And he's going to sword slash at Blackjaw.
Okay.
4 dice.
Yep.
Dodge.
3.
Come on, please.
Come on, Rodders.
Yes!
Got it.
No.
6 dice on damage.
Okay.
Oh.
3 protection.
Alright. Come on, Rodri! Oh my god, Rodri, what are you doing to me, son? A bit of a 2. A bit of a 2. That's...
It's a 1.
So
It's a
1 damage.
1 damage.
Oh, man.
This is where I roll them, and I'm like, as it's just so easy.
Blanks.
I mean, why can't you do that?
I told you, I'm bad at games, and dice technically are part of games.
I mean, okay, in fairness, it looked way better, but it's only 1 more than you rolled, so I'll wind it back in now.
That is Rodri all done. It's alright. How much health does he rock in these days?
He's got still the 6.
6, okay.
You've made a start. You've made a start.
First blood.
That does make your that does make your
Oh, he's
really good in next turn.
Yes, because we talked about obviously the traits have gone.
We did
I like
talk
what you're
about the
thinking,
traits have
but the elves have retained their +1 damage when rolling on wounded, so
they do.
That
so
might
the
be
elves
something.
are now that might be something as might be maybe considering maybe, and I ruined the secret of it maybe.
I wasn't paying any attention. I have no idea what that was all about. Okay, so let's move some whirlpools.
There's something about I love the early access kits were great, but they're so characterful. They just make me want to kind of like.
Yeah, they're like I just can't call them anything but
there.
adorable.
Yep.
Move it 3, so go back 2 and then 1 along.
Back 2 and 1 along. Okay.
And then that will just pass it over to.
We'll pass it over to
Has he gone to find Rodri?
He has.
Oh man,
Then-
this is great whirlpool use, man. Look at the splitting and giving the options for
They've
raid.
been everywhere.
They've just
And then they will try.
big hussies.
What is it? Tide? Yep.
Not a fan, no.
So they will try and tide the elves.
He's trying to get the elves.
So these ones?
Trying to drag him in.
Yep.
So which one are you targeting? Because it'll only pull 1.
One of them.
Well, so one of the guys in this
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Cool.
one of them.
I'm not. This is no. Dodge of 4.
But -1.
Dodge of 4 -1.
3, and that is not 3.
Missed.
And I get rid of this?
That's
Yes.
gone away.
Oh, wow, that was good. Boo. Boo, boo elves, boo.
I like it. That was very good. That's a super good idea. Big fan of that.
Okay, I'm going to... So at least we go to elves and the
make
guard.
him burn his concentration to
Get
pull
back
them together.
together,
Yep.
What's the dodge on your orcs?
3, I believe. Yes, 3.
And armor's 2?
Nope, 3.
Ooh. Sword Strike gives a wound cube, though.
It does.
Is that new?
So yes, I believe their one it is new. So which one's this on?
The Household Guard.
The Household Guards. They've got March and.
A Sword Strike has a +1 wound cube. I don't know if that's new or not, but I feel like that's new.
I believe it is, but I believe.
Oh,
I
it's
believe the
bumped
damage.
along.
So I believe that it is just they hit, they put a wound cube on.
Okay, okay.
So the intent of that attack is accuracy over anything else. They are
That
just accurate.
is a nice change. I actually like that. So keep me right here. If a single a single dwarf is
So
attacking.
it's always accuracy 5.
Really? That's intriguing. I'm going to go ahead and give this little guy
Yeah.
a chance to attack these guys.
Okay.
Seems good.
So dodge is 3.
3, yeah, 3.
Come on.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it does 1 wooden
Yeah,
cube.
just
So
get him
Nope, so
gone,
just, yep.
and that gets you 1 back.
hey. The other guys then are I've got a second activation
Yeah, you
obviously
do.
for the whole unit. I actually think they're going to. Oh man. They actually can't gain armour in this phase. Oh no. Oh no, all the saddest of times. Okay, I'm going to move then. We're going to bring 1 back here.
Yep.
And your orcs haven't activated yet.
They have not.
They have not, so yes, I'm going to do 1 and 1. Put some
What
pluses
traits do the dwarves have?
they have House Guard that are in hexes adjacent to Rodri, gain a protection. So it's kind of moved it to a static always thing depending on positioning instead of having to use a skill.
Yeah.
So if the person playing Rodri was better at positioning his guys, you might have seen more of that.
I mean, I'd love to say I could blame it on you and your positioning. You didn't have a huge amount of choice on your position.
Over to you, sir.
Okay, so Orc Savages are left. So those 3,
Yeah.
can you move them just 2 round to that
Yeah.
dwarf there? Yep.
Absolutely can.
Leave the dwarves alone.
And I will attempt to hit the dwarfs with a cleaving strike.
Okay, go. Dodge a 2.
Yep.
Yep, and a protection of 3. Oh,
Oh.
thought I was going to get away with it. Thought I was going to get away with it for a second.
That is back to you. Oh, as.
Yes, it's not. It's
Oh,
not.
as.
It's not looking fantastic, but it's okay.
Is the grand plan like false sense of security and then strike while the iron is
I
hot?
really love that you think I have a grand plan. That's hilarious. Okay, so the Elven Rangers have a move of 2, so this one's going to go pew pew, and these guys are going to go pew 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 pew, and then they're going to fire at Blackjaw. So with 2 of them, we're looking at an accuracy of 4,
Okay.
dodge of 3.
I believe in you. My faith was missed.
Oh, I get an extra. No, it's extra dice and damage. Okay.
Right, you're saving the good ones for turn 3.
Yes.
This is a write-off. He's still got another 8 points. Sorry, another 9 points coming. This one's a write-off.
You don't get bonus points for breaking the board and going out the other side. No.
No.
Well, that was my final activation.
Is that your final one?
Yeah.
So then it's you've done.
Yeah.
You went second, didn't
Yep.
you? So that's all of yours. So this would be banner.
Yep.
So he'd get 4 for that.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then. But it's very intentionally worded that it goes towards the warband token, so it can't go past.
It kind of just spins it right, just orbits it.
Because this would be moving away from the warband token at this point. But this does move its way all the way into your pile of victory points.
Thank you.
You now have 3. If you
Thank
win the
you.
next turn, you win. If you win the next turn, you don't lose. That's all I can say.
I will tie the game at 3-3 and
tie
make it
the
incredibly tense, Alex.
So, if you would like to roll the dice, because you now do
yes.
get control over where the next hex is. If there's one thing I've always said about you, as you're very brave.
That's like the sickest behind the scenes burn ever. All because that one time I ran away from that chicken. You just won't let it go, man. It was years ago.